My name is Chad Dunkley. I am CEO of New Horizon Academy. We're a Minnesota-based family-owned early childhood company with nearly 90 schools in 4 states. I'm also co-chair of the Early Care and Education Consortium. It's a DC-based advocacy organization representing over 6,000 childcare centers, early education service providers, and state childcare associations. I want to talk to you about 2 things today. One, how we should rescue childcare providers during the COVID-19 crisis. And number 2, how do we make this industry stronger for families of young children and the childcare providers when this is all over? I want to start by sharing my own story at New Horizon Academy with COVID-19. As I said, we have over 90 schools, and in a matter of 1 week, our attendance dropped by 70%. As you know, childcare providers are living off slim margins. It required me to take immediate action to preserve our 50-year-old family business. We immediately took a 75% reduction of our corporate support staff. We needed to furlough 60% of our early educators. We took salary reductions for our management team, and officers stopped their salaries altogether. We've been telling landlords and trying to work with them to renegotiate rent as our second biggest expense. And so we have basically gone into survival mode. And in all 4 states, our governors said we want childcare to remain open for essential employees who need to work during this crisis and be on the front line. And so for the doctors, the nurses, the police officers, those that work in the grocery stores, many have young children, and we were essential to so they could continue their work. This meant that we had to ask our teachers to also step up and be on the front line as heroes during this scary time. New Horizon Academy, like all other child providers, we're not even sure we're going to survive this crisis because, as you know, we don't know how long it'll be with us. But there is a good thing happening right now in this country about childcare. When this crisis happened, we were quickly deemed essential and critically important to families now who must work and families who will return to work. And we are critical to the economy of this country. This system was broken. And when we rebuild this system, because we will lose providers from this system, we need to fix it permanently. Research shows from the Bipartisan Policy Center at the end of April that 60% of licensed childcare providers have already closed. That those that remain open have done so on reduced hours and reduced capacity. Research shows many of those providers who closed may never reopen. It's clear Congress needs to provide a rescue package for childcare, but the good news too is we have public support. A survey done by Childcare Aware of America in May stated 85% of the public fully supports the federal government to provide enough support during this crisis so childcare providers are able to make payroll, pay other expenses like rent, utilities, and the funding we need to increase compensation for childcare providers and ensure a high-quality workforce. And that's so key. As a provider, it's those fixed costs that will bury many people if they don't get a rescue, because we have so few children in our schools right now that tuition is entirely going to cover just the teachers that are on staff right now, the food and supplies we have for those children. And so we need to help us with those fixed costs somehow for 6, 9 months, 12 months to whatever we think childcare centers will go back to normal and have all of their children returning. And we need childcare providers to survive. We're a critical infrastructure in this country. So how do we make childcare stronger as well, once and for all? Now, after we do this rescue package, we need more government investments in childcare. We have many families in this country that cannot afford high quality childcare, and they have to take whatever they can get. We have too many childcare providers providing care at lower rates and quality than we want to deliver. Low rates leave providers not enough money to pay educators good wages and benefits. It's because we don't have enough money in the system to consistently deliver high-quality childcare with well-paid and well-compensated teachers. So how do we fix that? We can fix it through the Child Care Development Block Grant, the primary funding source of federal money that goes to states to support childcare. But right now, that money is way too small, leaving very low income eligibility in states, helping very few families, and horrible reimbursement rates. Those low reimbursement rates put a lot of downward financial pressure on the industry. And we need to send a lot more money through this fund. That's really the answer. We need to help more families in states with the cost of childcare. Many families, middle income families as well, struggle. And we need to dramatically increase reimbursement rates to providers. That's going to free up the resources we need into this system to dramatically increase the wages and benefits of early educators. But it's also going to provide much more reliable revenue for something like this if it happens again, a pandemic. The federal government could keep those resources going to providers during a crisis. The other thing we need to do from Washington, we need to improve childcare tax policy. Much of it hasn't moved in decades. We need to increase child tax credits. We need to change flex spending accounts to reflect the new and true cost of high quality care and look at other tax strategies to support more families with high quality care. And I believe there's hope. I think this crisis actually has energized Congress to look at this problem in a bigger way. There are finally big enough proposals to once and for all solve the childcare crisis in this country. And you know what? It's time for us to step up and realize how critical childcare is to our economy. The motto was fragile and broken, but the US should have the strongest, most durable, highest quality childcare in the world. To do this, we need more financial supports for parents who can't afford quality. And in order to really charge what it costs for us to have highly compensated, highly trained teachers. Thank you for your time.